Right, we're live. Quickly do the monetization. We are good. We are good to go. So we got around a minute. See what happens. See where it closes.
You're thinking stops below that hole and then all them wicks.
Yeah, just have it below the range.
Yeah. So this thing.
Yeah, because then if you
Lot
get
of rejection.
exactly, and then if you get a closure back in the range, then it's just going to be very simple to exit that trade.
Yeah.
Good morning, YouTube. No, we've just literally started, but for me, got an entry coming up very soon. Damn, my spread had a whole pip spread right there.
Let's see where it ended me in. 70.
Okay, yeah, so I took a buy position. Got decent stops. Man, ranges are small this week.
I know. Yeah, that's annoying.
Ranges are proper small. Yeah, I don't like how smooth the ranges are, to be honest, but yeah, I think we can get at least 10 pips coming up to 151, 560 today. At least around 151, 550 is where I'll be looking to target.
550.
I'm really gonna watch for reactions in this area. Good morning, YouTube.
1 hour. Well, you've got 500. You've got another area.
Yeah, just gotta watch it. I mean, to be honest, because we have this rejection area right here, in theory, you know, you could go break even as we start to move slowly into profit. So that's kind of what I'm looking to do. Man, it's freezing.
Starting to get cold in the mornings, isn't it?
Oh, mate, ridiculous. But yes, good morning, YouTube community. So I know you've just showed up, already in a buy position, but stuck to the plan so far this morning. But we are at a rejection area, and that's perfectly fine. This fits my plan, but for me, obviously, if we do get closures back in the range, then we know how to deal with it. So you could argue this is more of like a 4-hour impulse entry, but then you have confirmation on the smaller time frames.
Yeah, I like how you get that 1 hour confirmation. That previous 30-minute kind of like it made that bottom wick for 1 hour. Not anyway, so
yeah, she's moving. Just gotta wait for the first 5 minutes to close of 7 AM really. Can trick you, you know, it may let you think it's making a bottom wick, and then it just wants to come up into this rejection area and then come shooting right back down. So we just gotta give it the first 5 minutes, let it settle, and then see if it's giving us any signs. So if we look at the smaller time frames, obviously if we get like, you know, you could even argue if we get 5-minute closes below 151.427, obviously that's not going to make sense for it to continue up. But you wouldn't want to just base the whole trade, if the first 5 minute came down and closed below that candle, no, that's not really gonna do much. But you could argue there's a few structural points that you would want to see being respected for this bullish trend to continue, because you have this support right here, and then obviously we have now this kind of structural point right here as well. So I'd say once we start coming below maybe like 0.400, that's where I'd be looking to probably exit the position at that point. But yeah, she's moving tricky right now. She's broken the low on the 15 minute. That's okay. Could be first trade of the month. A loss over here. Well, for September officially. Second trade of the week. Second trade of the week. Had a break even yesterday on the stream. But first official trade of September. Yeah, it's the first official trade of September. Pretty good. But yeah, morning everybody on the YouTube. You guys are awfully quiet today. Yeah, so you can see the first 5 minute candle is about to engulf this breakout candle, which isn't the best of signs, but we're still going to bear with it because obviously we want to see the 30-minute candle close over here. We don't know yet whether we're going to continue down in the range or whatnot, so we're just going to wait and see at this point. Could just be a bottom wick, but I said structurally, if we start breaking below about 0.400, then it makes sense to close the trade. My opinion, because it can become very tricky. But in honesty, this is a little bit of a sticky one right now, because you could argue that we've found rejection already, but we'll see. Still gotta wait for my actual exit strategy.
Yeah, you don't want to be, it's just hard, because like, you don't want to be too careful reducing risk. Sometimes it does give you that indication.
Yeah, exactly. And it's only the first 5 minute candle, you know, so.
Yeah.
Because if we start breaking below like 0.400, we'll be engulfing that candle. You have a good opportunity to get out with around 7, 6, 6.5, something like that, which is going to be much better than obviously taking a full stop loss, right? But I would take this setup every single time because it's what I've tested over the years. So that's what you have to understand, or people have to understand.
I'm quite happy with this entry.
Yeah. At the end of the day, if I come on the charts and I take an entry that I know works out most of the time, and it's an entry that I've back tested, then I'm always happy whether it's a win or a loss. Yeah. That's what you always have to think. Obviously, there's certain times that you can look for maybe slightly better opportunities. Like for example, I don't know, maybe today you could say you might want to be a little bit more disciplined because we're in this big 4-hour rejection area, which is fine. But I'm just thinking that we're pulling back at the moment because we're in that area, but we can still do this. You know, we just need a little bit more volume to come in. We'll see, because if we start seeing 5 minute rejections back below the 4-hour level, then it's just going to be pretty obvious and nice to just get out of the trade. It's always an opportunity to get out of the trade. We may even just have this candle closing bearish, right? You may just have this candle react to this level right now, and then the next candle is going to drive you up. But as long as we don't close back in the range, then we're still confirmed, if so to speak. Five-minute candle pushing back up nicely. So here you can see now, this is why we said not too don't be too concerned of this area right here, but just keep an eye on that. And now obviously we're moving back up over here on the 30-minute and the 15-minute time frame.
I was thinking about going break even around 500, but I'm just going to see how it reacts first, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Because like recently, obviously, I've been going break even at these levels, and they pull back, stop me out. And sometimes they're running, sometimes they're not.
No, I totally agree with that. Right, I've just placed a take profit level. Right, YouTube community, you guys are just quiet. Are you just sitting there watching me take a trade, or can at least get a good morning?
See my little monkey emoji?
Yeah. Is he dancing?
I don't know if he's got a gun in his hand or.
Oh. Well, either way, he's having the time of his life. But yeah, I'm really watching this 5-minute candle, because if it's pushed all the way up over here to break the highs, and then it's gonna retrace at all to be like a weak or a rejection, yeah, you gotta start watching the smaller time frames at that point. But if it can engulf this previous 5-minute candle, then I'm very happy with that. Now that would be a good situation. Okay, it's closed bullish, but it's obviously not engulfed the previous candle, it's just fine, because we're still holding the structure. So I would say now, arguably, you could look at this area now as clearly being held. So if you get some fat candle come down and do this, then obviously that's probably your time to exit that trade at that point now, because you're starting to see what we're doing. We're also creating a little bit of a consolidation here, so either we're gonna have volume to the upside, or we're gonna have volume coming down to the downside. So but yeah, as you guys can see here, this is the position running. You can see it, we're at the entry point right now. So yeah, showing the whole process, not just a trading view trader. Put my money where my mouth is. Yeah, I really want to see this 5-minute candle break the high and move bullish. But it broke the low and it flipped back bullish. So even if you wait for a bottom wick, that's pretty solid what it's done so far.
We expect the volume now to kind of break that resistance to the left.
Yeah, that's basically it. Good morning, Matt. How are we? Yeah, I'm just watching the lower time frames at the moment. We're gonna see how this 5-minute candle closes, because we're building a little bit of consolidation on the 5-minute right now, which is good. It's good and bad. It's good because it means that we could have the consolidation to move up. It also means that we may have a little bit of a consolidation in this area right here. But yeah, it'd be nice if we can get a win to start the month over here. Even if it is only the 10 pip target that we're after, that's still pretty good to start the month. Just the ranges are a lot smaller here today.
Tell what you can get, what kind of like last month.
Yeah, tell what you can get, exactly. Yeah, you gotta understand what the market is willing to give you at that point. Exactly that. Take a look at gold real quick. Gold's still in that range from yesterday. I'd say if you look for a trade on gold, it's probably going to be above 18.18, to be honest, for me. I'd say above 18.18, you gotta have easy buys coming up to around 18.21 mark. That should be an easy move on gold. And then GN sells. Wow, yesterday GN sells were just amazing. Major move on GN. But now it's just consolidating. Yeah, now GN is consolidating. Pound yen, it's just floating right now. It's not made its mind up. But the good news is that we're not crushing and burning down. So just gonna sit and hold the horses for the minutes. See what happens over here.
If we saw last month, we just saw a lot of like consolidation in smaller time frames, and then we just saw a burst of volume all of a sudden.
Yeah, that was a lot of what August was like. That's true. You would get consolidation building in your bottom wicks of the candles, and then yeah, you would just have that one candle that would just blow. You just, yeah, exactly that. A lot more less consistent with the move, if that makes sense. Those 5-minute candles coming to a close in a minute. It's not doing too much. Well, it's not done too much. It's closing weak. That's fine. What I want to do is I want to do some work on at what time do we get some really nice 5-minute volume. That would be nice to know that, oh, at 7:25 that's when the 7 a.m. candle presents more volume. At 8:05 that's when the 8 o'clock candle presents more volume. Something along those lines.
Yeah, there's quite a few times where you see that 5-minute giving you a, like 7 to 10 pip move.
Yeah, exactly. There's always one 5-minute candle that's gonna push you. You know what I mean? It's not like you never see like 6 small little 5-minute candles on a 30-minute candle. It doesn't just literally trend so nicely like that. You'll have a bit of consolidation, and then you'll just have going with the higher time frame, aka your 30-minute. Yeah, we're just floating around the entry point right now. So we're just gonna sit and see what happens. But the 15-minute candle closed bullish, which is good. Pleased about that. Wasn't the strongest of closes, and it did kind of close still below 470, but yeah, still closed bullish, which is fine. That's what I'm really concerned about so far. Yeah, we'll see what happens. 7:15, more volume should be coming in technically. We're basically just anticipating the volume, right? 1 hour candle close above, but I think around 500 would have to be a breaking point, because if you look on it, that's technically the high on the hourly.
Yep.
So you would, yeah, I definitely want to watch around 5.500 to be honest. Okay, cool. She's moving up, but it's yes. The only thing is it's very tricky because it's only a couple of pips away. Because for me, technically, my break-even target should be 550.
Yeah.
But then because we had this rejection area here, I would argue that I should be going break-even as soon as I can. As soon as it's right to do so. $30 now, flipping back bullish. It's nice. 5-minute just needs to break the highs over here, and then it should continue. It's slow again today. It was slow yesterday. Yeah, it was very slow yesterday as well. Well, here we go. She's moving up at this point. Yeah, it's definitely gonna get to 500, but it's whether we're gonna have a reaction there or not. But it's very tight to say that we should go break even there.
maybe you could just say wait to see how the 30 actually closes, and you know that if you do tap into 500 and do get a close back below them, you just have to close positions. Small loss.
Yeah, because I'm not going to close the trade at 0.500. We're going to have to expect this candle to continue all the way up to 0.560 minimum. So yeah, no, I agree with that. Right, we are approaching 0.500. Hopefully it just kind of glides through it, and then it's just a case of easily putting your stops to break even. Okay, here we go. So we're at a potential rejection area at this point. So from now, I'm going to be a little bit more aware that we could find some rejection. But we are moving up into profits, which is nice. 15-minute candle's broken the high. It's bullish, which is good. Yeah, you just have to think and visualize if this candle starts coming crashing down, it would be a little bit dangerous. But we're gonna get a reaction there because it's a 1 hour level. But on the 30-minute, we have further clean move up to 580. But we just have this whole area which is a bit of a rejection area. So this area on the 4 hour is all rejection, and then you also have this area right here which is a rejection point on the 30-minute. So it is a little bit tricky, but it's got to wait and see. Yeah, now we're back at the entry point, and now we're in drawdown. You never know. It might just have a little bit of a reaction, and then we continue and follow through.
So if we did go break even there, it would have been stopped.
Yeah, it just would have been stopped already.
Yeah.
So it's a bit tricky to go break even so far. I think it's just a case of when it actually starts pumping, you just run it to break even. For example, if this 5 minutes just starts breaking above 0.500, then it should be fine that this is now, we've had the little reaction there, and then we're going to fill it and continue.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So that would be nice. We literally are about to fill it. It's a nice 5 minute candle. It's actually breaking the highs right here. So we're back up above 0.500, which is beautiful. We're moving up. I think you should be able to go break even very soon.
Yeah. Because we can still possibly reject from these wicks at like 5:30.
Yeah, I think 5:30 I'm gonna go break even, because we've got rejection all here soon in a minute, which would be a bit better because then we're a bit more in profit. We'd be about 6 pips up, which makes sense for a break even. But I think at this point, if you really wanted to, guys on the YouTube or anybody in the trade in the live trade room, obviously you could use this whole area knowing it's a rejection. You could start to put stops to break even if you really wanted to, but just understand the minute you do that, you know, obviously there's the potential for it to pull back again. Very likely it can do that. So it's just whether we're going to keep finding lower time frame rejections in this 0.500, or we're just going to have this nice clean move. But it's stalling a little bit. You can see how we filled the wick, we broke the high, and now we are retracing. So the only problem when you look at it on the 5 minute and stuff, it does get very, you see a lot of the reactions.
I'd either go break even at 5:30 or obviously how the candle closes, but if it stays like this, then it should be good to carry on.
Ooh, she just came down. Yeah, we'll see how this 5 minute closes, because it may just be pulling back a little bit more on the lower time frames, like your 1 minute, etc. But yeah, that'd be really nice if we can have a really nice clean move up with this 15 minute close. That I would really like. That'd be brilliant. Oh, here we go, moving back up. Yeah, I thought it might do something like that. If it breaks its own high now, then that's pretty good. Yeah, I think around 5:20, 5:30 around there. That's how I'm gonna go break even at that point. And then let the trade run to 151.560. That's it. Come on, GJ. Last minute, give us a nice push to the upside. Who else is in these buys in the YouTube chat? Anyone else in taking this trade? Anyone else in these buys right now? You guys are very quiet here this morning. Very quiet. Okay, did that 5-minute candle close? Oh no, it's got 1 minute left.
Almost, yeah. You see.
But it's looking like a nice-ish 5-minute candle. Well, it was.
Spoke too soon.
Yeah, I spoke way too soon. Yeah, I agreed. I spoke way too soon. See, this is what it's been doing all week. Just really pulling back.
Up, down, up, down.
Yeah, it's been very, very like that this week. 100% noticed that. Yeah, 5-minute candle still closing bullish, which is good. Obviously, that's good. But we need that continuation of movement already. So since this is the last 5 minutes, I think this is going to be a little bit of the make or break, whether we actually are going to continue up or whether we're going to actually flip and close back below 470. I think that's what's going to happen here. Because yeah, fine. Because if we close back below 470, the trade's still valid. You know, we can still move up. It's only invalid if we close back below like 440. But yeah, we could easily find that we have a problem here. Oh, we're breaking up over here. We're approaching that 520 mark. Beautiful. We're coming up to this rejection wick around 0.520, 530. Ooh. Yeah, we just want to see this 5-minute candle keep pushing, because if it obviously retraces to make a bottom wick, it's going to be a little bit dangerous here. Because 5-minute candle's just pushed up, it's broken the high and staying bullish, but it's got no bottom wick. Oh, beautiful. I'm putting stops to break even. Alright then guys, I'm putting stops to break even, making this a risk-free setup. And we're going to ride this all the way up to TP at 151.560. It's now a risk-free trade, guys. So the hard work has been done. Obviously, if we get stopped out now, then it is what it is. But the hard work, in my opinion, has been done. So yeah, we should now be continuing up, because if we're going to reject after moving all the way up into this wick, etc., obviously I know we're in a big 4-hour dangerous zone as well, which is also why I was being a little bit more cautious. So yeah, 100% at this point now, we are, I think, in the right position to be break even, in my opinion. So yeah, we should at this point. Oh yeah, we've tapped that 530 point now, and it did not like it. It tapped it. But yeah, second risk-free trade for the week. So if you guys have been following the stream since yesterday, you've had 2 absolute risk-free trades. And I love risk-free trades. Why? Because it means that you're guaranteed not to take a loss. You're not guaranteed to win, but you're guaranteed not to take a loss. So it's down to the market whether you're going to take a win, but at least you're not going to take a loss is the main thing. So you guys can see right here, my stops are at break even. I've got around 5.5 pips. And
we've break even too now.
Yeah, and we've got target way up over here. So it's around, yeah, it's only about 9 pips, but that's perfectly fine because that's just how I like to do it. I have targets in mind, etc.
Definitely a nice close. We definitely should expect this next candle coming up.
Yeah, I think we should. So guys, if you, I know we haven't won yet, but if you did enter in this trade. It was right at the start of the stream. Oh, we're going to be approaching target over here in a minute. We're approaching target. Oh, beautiful. Oh, we're about to hit target. Let's put it live for the community.
Yeah, I've got half out now.
We've got 8 pips right here. You can see my TP. It's about to hit TP in a second. A little bit more. Squeezing. Squeezing. Technically, you could take profits now, in my opinion. Anywhere in here. But I'm going to see if I can get the tap. Oh. Oh. Come on. Come on. Oh.
GJ.
Come on, GJ. There we go. She's moving back up. And screw it. I'm just going to close it there. Beautiful.
Yeah, I've closed half.
Yeah, I've closed positions here, guys. We've secured at around 9 pips. Beautiful. W's today, people. So I closed my full position. So we've had a lovely win here to start the month. Only 9 pips, but this is what the market was going to give us today. We called this trade out. Beautiful. So if you caught this trade, stick a W in the chat.
Yeah, I'm out of this now. Nice little win there.
Beautiful.
Wasn't the biggest, but I think that's what last month. Not taking these 8 pips.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's only a $5 difference between where my target was and where I wanted to, where I closed and so. But yeah, beautiful. Oh, she would have smashed target just then. There we go, guys. So if you took this same trade, we are moving beautiful into profits now. You should have at least 10 pips at this point. So yeah, absolutely amazing trade called out here today. Beautiful. So I hope you guys caught that trade. Drop a like on the stream if you did. Amazing. GT. Don't know what GT means.
Maybe good trade.
Good trade. Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, we did that live. We did the whole thing live. We showed the profits, our closed, everything. Yeah, amazing. Really, really nice day. So first start to the month, first day of the month, we're taking a nice win. That's what we want. Yeah, you can see I closed all positions right there. Took my profits and ran. But yeah, now she's moving up really nice. We got around 12 and a half. I think it's gonna continue moving up to around 151, 620. Yeah, I'd say the next target is gonna be around 620, 640. And then our super target is going to be 670.
Wow, it's going. Yeah,
so
initially I had my full target of 670, but I didn't really want to.
No, I didn't want to hold it to there because because I knew this whole area was going to be. But isn't it funny? Like in here, it moves so crap, and then the minute it gets above this range, it's now like just gliding. Like what it took us half an hour, it's done in the first 2 minutes. Yeah, look. So literally 2 minutes, half an hour. But yeah, guys, you guys in the YouTube are super quiet. Oh wow, yeah, she's moving up. Yeah, so you guys, whoever caught this trade, you should now be up about 18, approaching 20 pips right now. Yeah, I was actually gonna try and get a trade coming up to 670, but because we hadn't broken out on the 4 hour. So say for example, we come to the charts and we had a candle breaking out over here. Right, that's where we had a breakout and we had consolidation. Then that would have been my target, because I know at that point, yeah, we should be getting there. We'll be filling that range up to there. However, we were down over here and we had this as a rejection point. So it just didn't really make sense to target all the way up over here, but it's moved up to target. it is moving up to the target that we said, the super target, 670. Yeah, you should have 20 pips right now. So guys, we've called it a monstrous trade here today. 20 pips, first day of the month. That's how you want to start your month off strong. Yeah, that's how you want to start your month off. Especially if you didn't secure when I did, and you let it run. Wow, you could put your stop below the current candle. See if you can let it ride. Secure most of your position. Easy work to start. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. So nobody caught this trade with us, apart from me. Kelsey can put a W in the chat, just so we have one.
So.
I'll put a little W as well. Of course, H caught it. Always catching them. Yeah, that's what we like. So yeah, guys, I think today's been a really great stream. Obviously, I know I literally came on, had an entry, but yeah, I knew to start the stream just before the entry, just so we don't waste time, because it was pretty obvious that's where I was going to take my trade. Easy work. Oh no, we do have another W there. Beautiful. Oh, nice. Akshay, I do hope I pronounced that name correct, but Akshay caught the trade with us as well. Awesome. Yeah, love it. Oh yeah, it's reached the super target over here. Yeah, it's reached super target. Amazing work. Amazing work. Yeah, I had a break even yesterday. Nice win today. It's been a good week so far. In my book, a break even is still a great outcome. Even oh, go on.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, you get your first reaction point hit then every time. If you're getting break evens, you're still moving into profits at some point. You know?
Exactly. And then I think once you have like a good 8 months, 6 months worth of like data to show that, you know, you've got here's how many wins, here's how many break evens, here's how many losses. You could then focus on your break evens, and let's say you have a sample of I don't know, 100 trades, right? And all of those trades were break even. Now what you can do is you can use your brain, and you can start to understand how you can maybe improve on that. So let's say for example, me personally, I have, I don't know, let's say 80 out of the break evens, it goes to target, so we'll just put T. But 20 out of the break evens, it hits stop loss, right? So that would then make sense to say, okay, well, that basically suggests then that I have a very high win rate despite where I go break even. So would it make more sense to take the losses and the wins? Well, then you just have to do the math and work that out, whether it's worth your time to do that, and obviously whether you are in the correct like emotional state to do that as well. But yeah, so yeah, that's what you have to do. But yeah, exactly. But I'm happy with break evens all day. So I enter at the break of 30-minute high. A break of this one or this one. Either way, you caught a really nice move. But I presume you mean the same one that we caught. Yeah, the 19-20 pip move. Amazing. Now what do we do? Now what do we do? Yeah, now back to bed. I'm actually gonna go make a drink and stuff soon anyway, so we'll leave the stream on for a little bit. We're gonna do some breakdown on gold. Coming up to gold.
You definitely have to wait for a bit of a pullback now. Wait for support to form.
Yeah, if you didn't catch that trade, I would not be trying to jump into a buy. Just you'd have to wait for some form of pullback at that point.
I'll be back in a bit. Grab some food.
Yeah, no problem, mate. See you soon. Oh, GJ is just moving bullish over here. Nice move, GJ, today. Yes, it was a nice move. She did move clean. And this is the thing as well. I obviously did not expect such a clean move because of the area that we are in. You know, this is what I was trying to say as well. Why I wanted to go break even kind of as soon as I could, because at the end of the day, this whole area, this bit here, right here, on the 4 hour, currently looks like this. A big rejection. So whenever I see a 4 hour rejection and you don't have a 4 hour that's closed above, then it's likely that it could do the same again, right? But obviously in this case it didn't. That's because we used the lower time frames to our advantage to get into a position. We may now pull back down over here. We may come to London Open and you get big fat rejection, and then that's why your 4 hour candle done the same thing previously as what the previous 4 hour candle done with the rejection, right? Reason being is because we've just come into these areas and found rejection again, but we obviously don't know yet. But if you miss this move, it's now your job to sit on your hands and wait, because if you get impatient, you try and buy right here, you're gonna get very hammered. So sit on your hands for the minute. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to wait to see if we're gonna pull back, maybe create a lower time frame support, and then you can look to get into the trade. But at the moment, no. Yeah, you can see right here, this whole area was a rejection area. This area right here. And we didn't have a 4 hour candle that closed below, above it. Sorry. Your Asian session candle tapped it and then closed below. So we didn't have any higher time frame confirmation like your 4 hour, etc. But lower time frame presented an opportunity to look to get in, fill these wicks. There was your rejection wick that we were speaking about. We just had to obviously watch for reactions. Done for today. Nice move. Thanks for the stream. No problem. No problem. No problem. That's what we're here to do. But yeah, it's been a great week today. So yeah, guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream. Really appreciate that. Ooh, it is finding some rejection over here. Look at this rejection. We haven't even had London Open yet. We haven't even had London Open. Little bit delay in stream. Okay, is there a little bit of delay? That's fine. I know it's like a what's it called? There's a few what's it called? Few second delay. Will you live stream every day? Yep, we're live every day for the rest of this week. We're definitely live every day. So what day is it today? It's Wednesday, right? So tomorrow and Friday will be live. Next week, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'd like to think maybe we'll do it next week as well. I'd like to think that we do it next week as well. Was the hourly closing above your confirmation to enter? It was part of my confirmation. I mean, me personally, obviously I used the 30-minute time frame. That's what I was focusing on. But obviously when I come to the charts before I enter a trade, of course I'm going to look at all time frames to understand what it is that I'm doing, right? So if you was to base the trade off the 1 hour, then you would argue that's an impulse entry, right? Because you had a candle closing at a 1 hour resistance, right? So if I was to just trade the 1 hour, this would be too impulsive for me. If I didn't look at the 30-minute, I'd look at this and I'd say, nah, I'm not gonna take that. It's too impulsive. But but with the hourly obviously closing above my most recent resistance, with the hourly closing above my most recent resistance over here, and the fact that it was bullish with a nice wick respecting this support, right? That in my mind gives me more confidence to say, okay, even more so I'm going to enter in off this 30-minute candle. So my actual trade was based off the 30-minute, but I used the 1 hour as well alongside with that. If that answers your question, John. Yeah, as you can see, pound yen, it's about to come to a close. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning quite a bit. Yeah, you can see pound yen is about to come to a close over here. It does seem like we're starting to find some form of a rejection. So it'll be interesting to see how we set up for open, whether we're going to pull back and then you have open correct this move and it is a rejection again, or whether we're going to have a pullback for support and we will surely be going up. Yeah, GN still in this consolidation area right over here. Okay, how are we doing for likes? Only 8 likes? We've got 15 people watching. Come on guys, you can do better than 8 likes. Yeah, come on guys, we can do better than that on the likes. Oh yeah, GJ is finding some rejection over here. 50-minute candle is pulling back at this point. Much better guys, much better. What's your projection on gold today? My projection on gold, well, we can start off with the daily. So, I mean, looking at the daily, obviously, structurally wise, we're still bullish, right? You can see that we've been moving up. But obviously, we have a daily resistance right over here at basically 1818. So, like I was saying earlier, is I personally believe the best opportunity you're going to get on gold is above 1818, and that would also be above your daily resistance level as well, because you can see how we created support on the daily. which is good right here. But the only issue with that is that even though we created support, we now create a resistance. So this just becomes a range. So technically I wouldn't want to trade in here because we don't know whether we're creating support to, continue to move up, or we don't know whether we're creating support because we're just creating a range and then we'll just have a daily candle breakdown, right? So we don't know that yet. So for me, I would say that pretty much dailies obviously in a range. 4 hour though is still in a range as well, don't get me wrong, but if the London session 4 hour candle can obviously close above our current 4 hour range, then what makes sense, if we get a close up over here, what makes sense is to target this, which is also what the daily wick fill, because we know over here is your daily R around 1818, we know that's your daily resistance. So above that, this is your, so if that's your daily bearish candle, that's your rejection wick, right? There's your wick that can get filled, but for that to get filled we need lower time frame closes above 1818, right? So that's where I think personally you're gonna find the best opportunity, in my opinion, because while we're in this area, you can see there's a lot of consolidation, a lot of wicks, a lot of rejections. Even if you look on the 30-minute, right, it's very tricky. I think unless you was in a buy from 6:30, but then even then it's come back to your entry point, then it's going to be very tricky. You could have taken buys there to push up to 1818 if you really wanted, but now you can see why you're having problems, because we're in this range. We're not just going to have clean moves up. It is pulling back at that point. So yeah, in my opinion, I think I would wait till we're above 1818 right here, and then you can have this clean range coming up, especially as this is a daily R. And look at the rejections we've had here, so you can start to see the rejections we've had, right? So if you get support above here, if you get breaks above here with lower time frame confirmation, we should have an easy move. Look left, we've got clean candles. We could have a little bit of a problem around 1819, so watch that, but overall you should have a nice easy push up to the upside. And even if you look on the weekly on gold as well, weekly is bullish bias all day because we broke above. If you all start from the weekly, let's just remove the drawings because I'm going to get a drink in a minute. If you look at the weekly, you had this whole area right here, right? And the weekly broke above. The weekly candle closed and broke above weekly resistance. So you're only really looking for buys in theory, based off the higher time frame, because of what the weekly's done. But yeah, we can still drop back down into here and just find some range within this weekly zone. But because we've broken out, you should at least be looking for the upside move. Yeah, we might move up to like 1832 into these rejection wicks and then drop back down into the range to finish the week. But the point is, your move at that point is to have your bullish bias based off the higher time frames. Okay, so I hope that obviously helps. May not, but take it as you will. So we're going to leave it on pound yen. I'm going to go make a drink. And yeah, I'm going to be back soon. We'll leave it on the 15-minute chart. But yeah, I'm going to be back real soon. So if you guys want to stick around, that'd be great. Thank you so much for that goal analysis, much appreciated. It helps. No problem, no problem. That is exactly what these streams are for. That is exactly what I'm here for. Just to give free advice, free help, basically, So yeah. Right, guys, I'm gonna go get a drink, and we'll be back soon. So first day of September, we've had a nice win to start. Would you explain about liquidity grab, please? Yeah, I will do that when I get back. If you bear with me just a couple of minutes, I can go through that. Yeah, I can go through that actually. I think a really good example of a liquidity grab is gold on the weekly chart. So I will give you that example in a couple of minutes, but I'm just going to let you go grab a drink quick, and then I'll be back to wrap this up. Alright, cool. Bear with me a couple minutes, guys, and I'll be back, and then I'll explain about the liquidity grab. Alright guys, so I'm back. Okay. Yes, I'll quickly explain what a liquidity grab is. Looks like ATM.
Yeah, it's not doing too much.
Nah, not at all really, is it? Probably gonna pull back though. So we're into a big area at the minute. Yeah, I would have thought it'd pull back. Okay, so I'll quickly explain what a liquidity grab is, and then we're gonna call it a day. So I think a really good example of a liquidity grab is gold on the weekly. And I think the way that I kind of look at liquidity grab is this. So let's say, for example, you go to the shops and you want to buy a new computer. Your computer costs, so your computer costs $700. Yeah, we're just $700. So you go to the shop, $700. At $700, you're interested in buying, but you're not 100% there, right? Because, you know, it's quite expensive for what it is, etc. So you wait, and let's just say there's a sale on, and you see in a week or so that the price has gone down to $500. You and a lot of other people are going to be more likely to buy that laptop at the discounted 500 price rather than paying at the $700 price, right? So at the $500 price, you're gonna have more. This is the first concept: more buyers, right, at that price. Okay. Reason being because it's cheaper. There's also other people been waiting to purchase that computer, but they're not quite happy to pay 700 when they know they could wait a little bit and maybe they're gonna get it cheaper. So more buyers jump in and buy that computer at 500. So the once the company realizes, well, hang on a minute, we have now a high demand. We have a high demand for this computer at at these kind of prices. You could argue in effect that they may put the price back up again because now there's a higher demand for this computer, knowing that, okay, if we drop the price a little bit, more people now become interested, etc. The point I'm trying to get at is it kind of works similarly with currencies. Let's say, for example, you can see here, right, at 1814 we clearly had, just from what the chart is telling us, a failure where price tried to break up but couldn't. So what does that mean? That means that there was not enough buyers liquidity. What does that mean? There was not enough buyers in the market. Buyers were exiting, sellers were jumping in. So people were not buying gold at 1830, 1820. People were not buying gold there in large volumes, enough to make the market move, right? You can see here previously they were, right? You can see these big moves. These are buyers jumping into the market. That's what the chart is telling you, right? So what then is a liquidity grab? Well, watch this. Price goes down, and what happens? Buyers jump all the way back in. So at 1680. So at 1680, you have a large volume of buyers jumping into the market. So what we basically say the liquidity grab is where you'll find yourself a position where you'll see that price is failing to break up, which means that there's not enough buyers in the current time in the market. Because remember, the market is buyers, right, any time versus sellers. There's always someone on the opposite side of your trade, of your position, whatever. So as price is coming down, we just see this as a big wick. We just see this as a big rejection wick, and people are, oh, big rejection wick, man, we're going that way. Yeah, but what does it mean? Well, it basically means that you had a big sell-off, you had this big drop, and then people who were waiting for that discounted price, they were waiting, they had their orders, they had their pending orders waiting, whatever. They were waiting to buy that computer at 500 rather than 700. So they jumped in at these low point, which caused this liquidity grab. Because now you have where buyers are jumping in at these lows. So now the structure holds. The structure holds. So therefore that is your liquidity grab. Sometimes you're going to have liquidity grabs like this. So on the lower time frames, you may have price moving bullish like today. You may have candles moving up. Let's say you took a buy on this candle right here. You were like, yep, that's my entry. I'm going to put stops over here. My take profit is this resistance. Let's just say this is my target. Let's say the next candle does this and then flies up. That is also a liquidity grab. Why is that? Well, you had a position at that moment in time right here where we had a potential failure to push higher at this moment because you had this pull down. It's none of this, oh, but you know, it's the banks manipulate. No, banks can't just manipulate the market without large volumes. What that meant is that more than likely they've basically, I'm not saying they've clicked buy, but they've got into that position knowing that they want, you know, where they want price to go, etc. Knowing they want to get into a buying position because we have the volumes going that way. They want to get in over here. So you get a liquidity grab in that sense where you get a big wick that makes no sense and we still flip bullish and we still go that way. That's also a liquidity grab, meaning that the banks or the liquidity institutions, they're going to jump in, let's say at 1840 or 1820, rather than where us retail traders get in off that candle, put stops there and target there. So as price is moving up, they see on their screens, oh well, gold's moving up. We want to buy gold today. We've had a position waiting. If it comes down to 1814, we're going to tap buy. We're going to do this, and then that's where you get these liquidity grabs. All right, guys. But yeah, it's a fairly simple concept. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. The thing that you just have to think about liquidity grab is just you have to understand that if the trend's bullish, right? If the trend is bullish and you get a liquidity grab and we're closing bullish, then there's a very high chance we're going to continue that direction. That's all you need to know, right? If it's the other way around, bearish candles, and then you get a big ass wick up like that and we still close bearish, that's also a liquidity grab, right? And there's a high probability we're going to drop on the next candle. So that's what you have to use that to your advantage. Okay, no problem. Alright guys, we're going to finish off there. Let's take a look at pound yen. I believe we're moving up. I believe we are moving up. Yeah, she is moving up. London Open did continue that. So did anybody take advantage of looking for support that we spoke about? Not the best. 5-minute options, not amazing. Not that I personally want to take those, but there was an opportunity to get into a further position at that point if you was using the volume times. But yeah, anyway guys, we're going to finish off there. We're going to be back tomorrow morning, same time, 6:30, between 6:30 and 7. I'll leave it open just because I keep saying 6:30 and then I'm like 10-15 minutes late. So yeah, we're going to finish off there. So everybody make sure they've dropped a like on the stream. We called out GJ buys today. They're really nice. It's actually still running if you'd held or put stops to break even. It's actually currently running for about 26 to 28 pips. And you can probably see, get to around 30 pips maybe here today. So yeah, really nice position. Yeah, it's actually run really nice today. Alright guys, so we'll be back tomorrow morning and Friday, and I'll let you guys know on Friday about next week. Alright, thanks everyone on the YouTube. Have a great rest of your trading day. Take care. Like I said, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you guys share it as well. You know, especially if I'm going to start doing the streams more regularly. Obviously, it would be nice to have a bigger audience. So do tag me on Instagram. Tag people that maybe be interested in coming and joining. Let's try and help others. It's not just always about making money, even though we made money today, but we went through a lot of other things as well. So yeah. Alright guys,